OCO, a quick update. The federal government shutdown appears to be over. Much damage has been done. Cherokee Nation remains committed to assist. Let's retrace our steps. On Saturday, October the 26th, USDA announced that SNAP benefits were ending for all of the more than 460 million participants across America beginning November the 1st. That includes around 59,000 citizens of the Cherokee Nation. All of that hardship is a result of the federal shutdown. 2 days later, Deputy Chief Warner and I declared a state of emergency. Our declaration tapped millions of dollars in funds made available by the Council so that we could make cash assistance available to all Cherokee Nation citizens on SNAP to help fill the gap that was unmet by federal and state governments. We also pledged over $1.25 million to food banks, food pantries, and meal programs. Our commitment for the single month of November topped $11 million from our tribal reserve funds. We were also preparing to bail out the at-risk federally funded programs that we operate, such as WIC, Head Start, and Job Corps. In the midst of all of this, all three branches of the federal government went back and forth on the issue of SNAP. One day, USDA declared it would issue no SNAP benefits. Days later, a federal judge ordered USDA to pay benefits. Then, USDA declared it would pay partial SNAP benefits. Next, the federal judge ordered USDA to pay full benefits with a deadline of last Friday. Then, USDA appealed and got the U.S. Supreme Court to pause the court order to give an appeals court more time. Hours ago, that appeals court upheld the lower court order. Meanwhile, the state of Oklahoma sat on $3.69 billion in surplus, but refused to save SNAP for all Oklahomans. The state could have done so with about 4% of that surplus. A few states saved SNAP for their citizens. Most did not. That was all going on late last week while our Cherokee Nation staff was busy creating an emergency assistance program from the ground up. They started work early, they worked late, and processed applications at great speed. The federal government was in hopeless gridlock, but Cherokee Nation staff was processing thousands of applications from our citizens across America on SNAP and offered cash donations to local food banks and other nonprofits helping the cause, because that is the Cherokee way. Our staff was spreading word on social media and responding to phone calls from anxious citizens looking for help. Our staff began issuing payments to citizens days ahead of schedule. I'm proud of our staff. I hope you are as well. Elected leaders may set the direction, but it is our staff that gets the work done and makes us all better in the process. With the reopening of the federal government, we can expect federal SNAP funds to flow to the states and for state agencies to start paying soon. But it is unclear how quickly SNAP payments will resume. What is clear is that Cherokee citizens on SNAP were held hostage by politics at the federal level and neglected by many states. They either did without food or made other sacrifices to put food on the table. Remember, most SNAP beneficiaries are children. Many are elders. Over 40% are working families who struggle. SNAP funds also support farmers and your local economy, all damaged by a lack of SNAP payments. Meanwhile, many Cherokee citizens are federal employees who have gone more than a month without a paycheck. Hundreds of thousands of non-Cherokees are on SNAP or on federal furlough in our regions. They suffered as well. All of this is happening while grocery store inflation this year is even higher than last year. Our emergency food security program was always meant to help fill the void left by the failure of the federal government. It was never intended to completely bail the feds out of their own failure. When we began our efforts on October the 26th, no one could predict the future. Our hope was that the federal government would get its act together quick. Our plan was to help you as quickly and responsibly as we could as caretakers of the Cherokee people's resources. But just because federal leaders will reopen the government doesn't mean the damage they caused many of you will be quickly repaired. So, our Cherokee Nation Emergency Food Security Program will continue. The deadline remains November the 14th. If you applied, our staff is still processing your application. If you run into problems, our staff will assist. We will need your patience as we execute a multi-million-dollar program that we put together in a matter of days. Our donation to food banks and other nonprofits in the region will continue. After all, our friends and neighbors are counting on us too. The extra support to our CCO participating organizations across the reservation and around the country will also continue. We can always count on grassroots Cherokee organizing. When our emergency program ends, we will review our response. We will listen to your feedback. We will find ways to do better in the future. That's what good governments do. After we make all payments out of our commitment of more than $11 million, Deputy Chief Warner and I will also propose that we always reserve at least $5 million in a special public health emergency fund. That is on top of our hundreds of millions of dollars safely kept in our sovereign wealth fund. If something like this happens again, we will once again stand ready. Fellow Cherokees, when times are tough, we pull together. The SNAP crisis is a hunger crisis. Thankfully, it's coming to an end. But there's more work to do. Let's keep working together. Widow.